stop stressing out trying to make homeschooling fun. What I'm going to present to you in this video could change not only your life, but your children's lives. And no, I'm not talking about just focusing on the path of least resistance. That is a fail-safe. That is a backup in case your motivation and your discipline fails. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to be truly motivated by excellence and what you could be doing wrong that's actually sabotaging your efforts. So let's get started. Do I even have to convince you that the public school environment has really decayed? Look closely at the music they listen to, the tattered clothing they wear, how they mutilate their bodies, the usage of drugs and alcohol, exposing themselves to things they shouldn't see, and many, even in favor of public schools, would label these institutions as a zoo. But they're not animals, they're children, and they have just as much potential and hopes and dreams as any other child does. So why has their motivation been so terribly crushed that they're looking for fulfillment in such demeaning ways? But hey, you homeschooling mom or dad out there, you're not off the hook. Now, it is true that by and large, homeschooling students don't have this sort of deterioration that happens with public school students because of a big thing called peer pressure. In fact, that's one of the main contributors, one of the main concerns of families that then transition over to homeschooling because of that bullying and peer pressure, all of that. So true, you don't have that when you're homeschooling. I'm here to warn you, unfortunately, that the same deterioration can happen in your homeschooling as well. How is this possible? A drifting away from academic, mental activity, and positive development, and the substitution of other pursuits that undermine the purposes of the school and diminish the children's prospects in adult life. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be the one instilling fear in you. What I want is for you to simply just be aware and have a solid game plan so you're not just drifting from one curriculum purchase to another. I present to you the true cycle of motivation. And that is this truth that an individual excels at the things they like to do. And in turn, they like to do things that they excel at. I don't think this is a very controversial thought. Comment down below if you agree with this principle. And what happens is that they draw more motivation from the things they are excelling in. However, the other side of this cycle is that if they're not good at something, they no longer like it and they look for motivation elsewhere. Now, both of these cycles are self-amplifying, meaning if you're over here, this first cycle, you're going to just keep drawing motivation, keep excelling. You're going to be, the more time you spend doing something, the better you're going to get at it. You're going to be more motivated to keep doing it and so forth. Versus the other cycle, obviously, if you're not good at it, you're not very motivated to keep going, you're going to work on it less and it's going to produce worse results and it's a downward spiral. The first cycle leads to outstanding performance and just maximum skills. And the other one, sadly, leads to failure. Excellence and motivation built upon truly individual and independent performance of important work. The work that they're doing with homeschooling, that is their important work. So here's where you might be going wrong, and don't feel bad if you're there or you've been there, because honestly, I think majority of homeschoolers have fallen into this trap. The most common error is focusing on pleasure without requiring excellence. Yes, let me say that again. The most common error when it comes to homeschooling is focusing on pleasure without demanding excellence. Look, and I'm not talking about some crazy, unrealistic expectations like a 4-year-old shouldn't be playing, they should be reading from a book list or anything like that. Okay, but let's be honest here. See, kids are smart. You cannot fool children for long. If they are being given busy work, games, or watered down educational work, created to respond to the lowest common denominators in the marketplace, they will eventually realize this. If they are unable to learn without lots of colorful pictures, entertaining crutches, and continual hand holding and compliments from a teacher, they will realize this too. If, however, a child knows that 6 days a week his first activity will be to read a challenging math lesson and correctly solve the problems given with that lesson without any help whatsoever, he or she will begin to take great pride in their ability and enjoy this activity. I have seen this myself. The satisfaction that comes with conquering something like this and doing it on their own really does become its own reward. Also, he or she will easily understand the essence of their work, which depends upon the quality of the texts and problems and has nothing to do with colored pictures or dancing teaching aids or other marketing frills. So in this example, we're talking about math, right? Math being fun. But look, it's not going to be fun on the first day. For any kid entering this real learning curriculum from a poor background, it may not even be fun for the first few months. For those that have been coddled their whole academic life, it may never be fun. Only when the child realizes that he is entirely on his own with the math book and there is no other way out through asking for help or complaining or refusing to complete each day's lesson, even if he sits at the desk the entire day, then he will apply himself. And I think a lot of parents don't give this enough time. I really believe this. I think a lot of parents see the frustration, see that it's not fun, see that it's very cut and dry, and they're having a hard time. Maybe they're having a few days like this where they're sitting at their desk all day and they think, nope, not the right approach, can't do this, and they move on. Realize this, they will get to that place, right, between the rock and the hard place where they realize no one's coming to their rescue. They realize they cannot manipulate you into doing something else. The only way out is through picking up the paper and the pencil and just doing it. That's when the magic happens. And it does not matter how quickly or slow they get through the material as long as they do learn these subjects, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Once a child knows that 6 days a week, this is what they're going to do, they're going to sit down and they're going to read their lesson and they're going to work their math problems on their own, then believe it or not, as they work on this ability, they actually do enjoy it. The satisfaction of having this ability will become its own reward. And for those children that do need to work more slowly, it is imperative that you cut out everything else except reading, writing, and arithmetic, even more so why you should do a program like RC. So if you're doubting whether a self-teaching program could really work for your home, for your children, understand that once they get this down, they really do enjoy working on their own and they don't like interruptions or intrusions. They do get to that point. So kind of one of the big thoughts out there is this whole work versus play thing. However, realize that kind of the goal as you get older, as you become an adult, is you want the work to be play. You want to feel as though you're playing when you're working. That is the key, the success to enjoying what you're doing for the long haul and also being good at it, thriving on it. Because again, you thrive doing things that you like to do. So you're going to thrive at your work if you enjoy it, if it's fun for you. Newsflash, right? Adults love to play as much as kids do. So the trick is to be so skilled at work that it becomes play, and for that play to be so effective that it becomes a foundation for correctly placed motivation and self-confidence. Now, just so you know, this whole idea for this video did not originate from me. This actually comes from an article that Dr. Robinson wrote in 1994, and wow, how much truer is this today, right? As we look at what's going on in 2020, we look at the newer generations. I mean, he knew what he was talking about back in the 90s. How much more so is this important today in 2020? I will link the article below, which was first published in Practical Homeschooling magazine. So one of my goals here with this video is to encourage you to stop stressing out trying to make homeschooling fun and engaging. Stop. That's not the key to long-lasting motivation. In this video, I wanted to talk to you about how to, create that environment of your home of fostering true motivation by excellence. And I really hope that this video doesn't offend anybody or think that I'm just coming here to condemn your homeschooling or teaching style. I'm not. I care for you. I want you to succeed. I want you to not be burnt out. I want you to not be focused and burning and spinning your wheels on the wrong things. And I really just want to help bridge the gap for families because I know this can be so different than other approaches and where you might be coming from. So if you like this idea, you like this approach, you like the results, but you just need a little bit more help getting from point A to point B, then I invite you to check out homeschoolcoachingwithkaren.com. And if you scroll to the very bottom of that page, homeschoolcoachingwithkaren.com, there's a free webinar that you can sign up to watch where I talk about other things as far as homeschooling success that deal more with the parent's mindset. So if that's something that you struggle with, definitely check out that free webinar. So please give this video a thumbs up if you like this sort of content. That would really help me out with the whole YouTube algorithm that sometimes some of us in this niche can feel like we're being suppressed a little. So if you give this video a thumbs up and comment below, that will really go a long way to help me. Thank you. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And it's okay if you completely disagree. If you think homeschooling should be fun and engaging, let us know your opinion below and why you feel that way. And I'll see you in another video. Bye.